Hello, it's Lisa. And I wanted to talk about some insight that I've had about why there has never been a better time to crowdfund your books. And I just had a conversation with the head of publishing at Kickstarter, and she just confirmed what I had already been seeing myself with my own clients and in this space. Um, but it's been confirmed that crowdfunding is here to stay. We just went through a massive pandemic that totally upended everything. It destroyed logistics. People were uncertain and frightened, and yet we had better success crowdfunding projects than ever before. And so I'm going to just talk to you really quickly about why there's really never been a better time to crowdfund your books. So 2020 was the biggest year for Kickstarter. And again, this was confirmed by the head of publishing at Kickstarter. It was the largest year for the publishing category. And, it makes sense as to why. I mean, crowdfunding is already a disruptive approach to publishing. So it is a way that authors are able to leverage the power of the crowd to generate the funds needed to cover the expenses of creative projects. And Kickstarter has been doing this for, since years, since 2009, 2008. They've been doing it for years in terms of leveraging little bits of money from lots of people to fund projects. And I've been working since 2017 trying to get authors on board, and it's been such a struggle to get everyone, but now it seems like people are starting to get it because they're seeing the success. So crowdfunding is already disruptive. It already doesn't rely on traditional methods. And so it really relies on personal networks and connecting with people. And what did we do all in 2020? Connections. We connected with people online, and that is how we saw people. And that's the truth, is that people are online now more than ever before. We had people who normally weren't sitting at their desks, now they're in front of their desks. So they're able to get all these online messages that they weren't receiving before. So yes, you're able to get in front of more people just because they're checking their email. So when your email comes through, they're right there. So people are online more than ever before. And, readers are always looking for new books that are inspirational, books that, inspire them to be better people, better parents, better workers, better everything. You're looking for books that solve an educational gap. So many parents were homeschooling for the first time or having to juggle things. So they were looking for books that helped them do that and helped keep their kids active. Also, everyone looks for books for an escape. So, there was huge success in comic books and sci-fi and fantasy. These things are never going away. And so the whole crowdfunding model is without a doubt pandemic proof. Okay, we can say that with absolute certainty. And so if you're like, oh, crowdfunding is a little risky, I don't know. No, like I have never been more certain in my life that crowdfunding is a model that works, because the model didn't break. When a lot of businesses shut down and a lot of companies closed their doors, Kickstarter did not. Kickstarter had their best year ever. And so, there's always things that happen, and it's unfortunate, and some companies perform really well and some companies don't. And Kickstarter and crowdfunding as a business model succeeded during the worst of times. So it is with absolute certainty that this is an approach that works. It works consistently, and it works even in the worst of times. So when you have an uncertainty of the pandemic and it doesn't affect Kickstarter backers, or it reaches new people who aren't affected by the pandemic. There were a lot of people who lost their jobs, but then there were a lot of people who didn't. And so there were plenty of backers and plenty of readers to find. It didn't affect people the way that, we thought it would. There's still money in the economy. Very much so. There wasn't a huge crash. There was a little bit of a dip, as one could expect, as businesses shut their doors, but online money, online economy was still just fine. So it just shifted to the online space where Kickstarter was anyway. And, people love feeling good. We love beautiful artwork. We love beautiful books, and we love connecting with people. And that is something that I don't think will ever go away. And that has always been the biggest plus of crowdfunding when I talk with authors and explain what the benefits are, is that you get to connect with people in a different way and offer them things beyond the book. So you have your book, and then you can go beyond the book and give them more things of value. And that is always the point behind this. Yes, we're trying to reach our funding goal, but really we're trying to develop this fan base of readers, and we do that by offering them things that they can't get elsewhere, kind of like the Backstage Pass offer. So you offer them FaceTime with the author, or you do a school visit, a virtual school visit, or you do other things. There's so many extra rewards you can offer, but people love that. They love that type of connection. People also really understood, especially during the pandemic, what it means to support local business and what it means to support an author or a creative or an artist, because it was more important than ever, and people don't want to see the arts die, and the arts are more important than ever when we're feeling down and low. We need creative projects to keep us going and give us hope. And really, the connection to have these interpersonal relationships is more important than ever. And I think that, as we lose people who are close to us, and as we go through this life, and there's always loss involved in every element of life, the need to connect with people, to see that there's a real human on the other side of the computer is just so important. And so people were on social media, people loved the direct engagement, and it was just really this process that, it just worked. And so crowdfunding in general just works. Now, people didn't change, but the options for finding their books did change. So readers are always still looking for great books, but they couldn't shop in physical stores. They weren't allowed out of their house. So where did they look? They looked online. Where did they necessarily not want to shop? Amazon. Sometimes they didn't want to go to Amazon. So they were looking for alternative ways. So it was this really good meld of okay, we have an independent author, an artist, we're doing good, we're feeling good about it. And that's what we all want. We don't want to feel weird about our crowdfunding. We want to feel good about it and know that we're bringing value to the space, and we're increasing diversity in literature, we're increasing representation in literature, we're increasing just feel-good stories in literature, or we're helping people solve their problems or find their way or find their meaning in life. That's what we want. And so why wouldn't we want to reach as many people as possible? And so, with these readers who couldn't go to physical bookstores to find their books, they went online, and that's where they found a lot of books. And that's where they were able to make connections with readers. Now, authors have seen the success of a lot of big thought leaders in each genre. So there's been huge successes, and I'm talking big success. And then, the leader of a group has big success on a crowdfunding platform, and then this is confirmed also by Kickstarter, they see a proliferation of new projects on the platform when that happens. So whenever there's a big thought leader coming in with big success, it brings in a wave of new projects that are also trying. Also, the success of crowdfunding as a model, as a marketing model, is really attracting traditionally published authors as well. So they're entering the space. And of course, what this does, and this is always what I have impressed all of my authors, need to put out professionally done projects. Even though you're an independent author, the emphasis is on high quality. And really, with traditional authors coming to the platform, the quality is going to have to be the same. We always want to make sure that we are publishing books of super high quality that can stand toe-to-toe with traditionally published books, because that's ultimately, at the end of the day, that is what readers expect. That is the bare minimum. Crowdfunding actually allows you to do even more than that, where you can add additional embellishments to your cover with spot UV gloss or foil or whatever you want to do. And readers understand that when we educate them, that, through the crowdfunding process, you can offer either a limited edition print run of super high quality, something that, you wouldn't be able to get because you're an independent author and not a large publishing house. So it's really great that readers are going to be even more familiar with crowdfunding, and hopefully the learning curve for educating backers will be even smaller. Even my business, my coaching and consulting business saw a huge upturn during the pandemic. And my clients saw unparalleled success. And, it was one of those things where I just couldn't believe it. And I was working nights after my 9 to 5 job, and I was like, I can't believe it. This is incredible. Everyone's doing so great. It was just such a great exchange of positive energy when the rest of my day was so not positive. And I have a feeling that it was the same for them as well. And so it's just so nice to have these feel good feelings, and to know that we're all helping each other and creating win-win situations for creators, authors, and readers. Also, now more than ever, people are used to digital products and virtual meetings or virtual solutions. And so before, when I was trying to, okay, we need to come up with some rewards that are virtual, feeling, oh, I don't know, are they going to want a workshop? Are they going to want a webinar? And now it's just normal. So I think that the difficulty level to get people to buy in to the reward system is even lower. So as a reader, you go, oh, I get the book and the ebook and a webinar, and oh, I get this and that. And so it's just easier to sell someone a $50 reward that has all these things because they're used to it. It's the technology curve has declined, I guess. And so the difficulty level for people to log in or join a webinar is no longer foreign. It's what they do every day. So it just makes it normal. So really there's a huge opportunity here. And if you don't jump on it, you're really missing out on a huge opportunity to not only get a huge return on your investment, a huge ROI, but also engage with your readers in this really unique way that is, I think, going to become the norm. I really think it's going to switch. We're at a turning point, and having that conversation with the head of publishing at Kickstarter, it feels like a really energetic turn towards the positive, where readers are going to expect more engagement from their writers and special things and little handwritten notes and all that kind of stuff, because it makes it extra special. And it just, people already love books, readers love books, and so it just adds that extra special quality to your book. And also, crowdfunding isn't magic. There's a method to leveraging the best out of each platform. There's a method to organizing your audience, and there's a method to organizing a huge launch. There's a standardized approach. It's replicable, obviously, because so many authors are doing it. It's not magic. There's really no luck involved. It's hard work and preparation, and then continuing to push and really take advantage of opportunities that are in front of you. Now, I know some people might be saying, well, what if my readers, have lost their job? And I know that we're always influenced by the people who surround us. So if you know personally people who lost their job for whatever reason, you may be thinking, no, my network doesn't have any money for crowdfunding. I can't do this because my network doesn't have money. But some people will have less money, and that's okay. And some people won't have, they may not be in a position to support your crowdfunding campaign, but they are still in a position to share, or maybe they'll even still buy your book at retail. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't launch your campaign because a few people in your circle don't have jobs. That, to me, that logic doesn't make sense. That's like saying my business can't go on because some people I know don't have a business. That logic just doesn't check. And so don't fall in the trap of limited mindset thinking. We have to think growth mindset. There's a whole global marketplace of readers out there who we can reach through the power of the internet. And we can, reach out and make these amazing connections. So there's really, you have to think outside of your current circle of people who you know, and be willing to reach out to people outside of your circle, because the situations of those people are likely very different than the ones in your immediate circle. And also, more importantly, authors in literally every genre in the publishing arm of Kickstarter are succeeding in mass numbers, in mass percentages. And so why shouldn't it be you? Why do you think that it won't work for you? That the process that works for everybody else, where everyone else is putting out high quality campaigns and strategic marketing campaigns, why do you think the crowdfunding process wouldn't work for you? There's really no reason why it shouldn't or can't. Now, this is a really important note, and I want to make sure that I spend some time on this. I'm not talking about just posting a half-done project on Kickstarter and just being like, oh, it's gonna fund because Lisa said with absolute certainty it'll fund. No, you have to do it the right way. You still have to put out a super professional, well done, highly organized campaign. You can't just put it up there. I mean, it's like when people launch their books on Amazon and they think that people are going to find them and sell them without any marketing strategy behind it. No, you still have to have a fantastic book. First of all, you have to have a book people want to read. You have to have high professional quality design. You have to have amazing artwork. You have to have engaging copyright. You still have to do it the right way. I'm not saying just put it on there and like launch it and see what happens. That will not work. We know for a fact that will not work. I have seen $500 campaigns fail because they just put it up there. It's like if you are not driving traffic to your campaign, it will not succeed. It doesn't matter if you post it. Kickstarter is a website like any other, and in order to be seen, you have to send your people there. So I'm not saying just post it up there and hope it works. I'm saying if you do it properly, if you really do it properly and you do a professional job, there's very little risk involved. And I'm not saying there's no risk because it involves your effort. So I can't promise things that are outside of my sphere of control. However, this is not a risky proposition if you have a goal that is reasonable, a professional product, and an audience that you have built and engaged and you are familiar with, that you know that they're paying attention to what you're saying and that they want what you're offering. It's pretty much guaranteed. All right. So if you are a former client of mine and you're thinking of crowdfunding again, you should 100%. If you are, a new person watching this, I mean, really, like, tell me what the struggles are, because there's really very, very little risk. If you do everything properly, success is pretty much guaranteed. So that's it for now. Hope you found this enlightful or reassuring or helpful in some way, but that is the news.